don't know who's hiking in these. Maybe. The bears will hear you coming with the... Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen. I'm the Restless Thrifter, and I'm a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and other online platforms. I have 8 sales from the last 2 days to pack up to ship out tomorrow, and I'm going to show you what they are, how much I paid for them, how much the buyer paid, and how much profit I made in the end. So we're going to start with the first one. We always start with the first one. I don't know why I always say that. Okay, so sorry, I got distracted by an email. I ordered some pants and I received them. They were the wrong thing. I opened a return. This person doesn't take returns. And now they're telling me that that's not what they sent. Like the pictures that I showed them. Anyhow, it's tough being a buyer. It is. I have always left glowing feedback for everybody, even when things don't go perfectly, because I know as a seller, like things happen, right? But, it's tough when you don't get your item or it wasn't exactly what you thought or, whatever. Anyhow, so now I'm going to pack up 8 things that I hope the buyers love. I still no update on the hat, and they still haven't asked me to cancel yet. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm probably going to have to refund those people. Somebody asked me to check my blood oxygen level because I always yawn. It's fine. It is fine. I am just yawny whenever I start talking. The first one is going to be some Lululemon pants that my sister gave me, some leggings. She gave me 3 pair of new with tag pants. And I'm like, are you sure you don't want to take these? No, she's like, no, I'll help you out. Okay. So these are Lululemon size 6 pants, Align high-rise crop leggings, 17-inch dark lavender purple. I had them listed, I don't remember how much, but somebody sent me an offer of 56 and I took that. 56 from $0 is great with me. This is a Poshmark order, so I'm going to put it in one of these padded flat rate mailers. The other pair, they're all different lengths and colors, but they're all Align. They're just whether they're, 17-inch or whatever the other options are. I don't remember. So Poshmark, I had them listed for 65. That's what it was. And they sent me an offer of 56. This was the first person to send an offer. They had not been listed but a week. And I thought, oh, maybe I don't know, I'll go ahead and sell them for this, Gretchen. It's good because Lululemon just doesn't sell like it used to. This is about half of the retail price, I think. Going to Tennessee. So what would fees be? 10, 11, 20? 11, 20. So that's still a good sale. I made $44.80. Yeah, 17-inch. Those are the shorter ones. All right. One and done. No, I'm not done. One down. 7 to go. I have been averaging about 4 to 5 sales a day. Maybe 3 to 4 if you count. Sometimes the weekend isn't as great as I would think it should be. Since I've been listing more, which is good, and I'm glad that's starting to climb. So those sold in a week. And we'll move on to the next one. The next is a Depop sale. An unexpected sale of figs scrubs, medical scrubs on Depop. I've started listing everything over there, and non-Depop-y things are selling. I consider Depop to be like a vintage and or trendy, quirky place to buy. Not necessarily. People who wear trendy, quirky clothes also need to wear scrubs sometimes, I suppose. So they bought them for $32. They sent me an offer. I bought these for 50 cents each, the top and the pants. It's a set. I bought them for $1 for the set, which is great. And I have another one just like it. My fees were $1.77. Shipping is $0 for me. I made $29.23. When I say shipping is $0 for me, the buyer's paying for shipping on all of these sales. But with eBay, I get the money for the shipping and then I have to turn around and buy the label. All the other platforms, I don't have to do that. So I'm not paying anything for the shipping, is what I mean. And I don't get the money for that. So this is going to Oregon, Portland. Never been there. I would like to go. I would like to go to the Oregon coast one day. And yeah, that was a good deal. I've sold quite a few things in my reselling days. Been doing this as a non-hobby, as a side hustle, and now pretty much full time for 5 years, going on 5 years. But I've been reselling in some degree since 2000. That's when I joined eBay. And the next one is something I don't normally sell a lot of: flatware. This is stainless steel, and the style is Oneida. Brand's Oneida, and the style is Michelangelo. Let's see if that's going to come into focus. There you go. And this style will sell. Oneida Michelangelo cube set, 8 dinner knives, heirloom stainless flatware. Going to Pennsylvania. Sold for an offer to watchers for $25.47 plus shipping. So with shipping, they paid $37.35. My marketplace fees were $9.39. I think that was promoted. I paid 68 cents. My average cost of goods at this estate sale that I went to, they were like shutting it down. It was the last day. They were like, make an offer. I had a box of stuff. I made an offer, and then I divided out by the number of items I was going to sell. I considered this one, and it was 68 cents on average for everything. Sold in 3 weeks. It's pretty good. So we're going to figure out shipping. I'm going to put these in a box. Let's see, will they fit in this box like that? I think they will. Not without like kind of sticking up a little bit. So I don't want to do that. Not in that box either. Need just a shallow, that's a chewy box. It's not quite shallow enough. Some built bars. Yeah, that'll work. I will wrap them up in some paper. I've been very productive today. Very happy about that. Very productive yesterday. It was a good last couple of weeks, and this week is already starting out to be pretty good. Okay, so I told y'all I was going to the movie yesterday. Let me just tell you, it was good. It was called Weapons. I couldn't remember what it was called. I like scary movies. I like weird movies. I especially like paranormal type stuff, witchy, exorcisms, a good possession. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh my gosh. I think somehow watching scary stuff makes me feel safer. Does that make sense? But anyway, I like that stuff. My sister does too, so we go to those movies together, and it was good. I didn't know anything about it. This is 10 by 3.5 by 5.5. 10 by 3.5 by 5.5. I'm not like a big movie critic. I don't get deep into in my critiques. I like it or I don't. 1 pound, 8 ounces by 3.5 by 5.5. And I really liked it. It was different from anything I've seen before. Really weird. I think it could have had a better name, like weapons. I came up with 3 or 4 different names last night when I was telling my husband about it. Like any of these would have been better. Like where did the children go? Would have been a better name for it. $8.50 is how much it will cost to ship. So I made $18.78 on these knives. Super easy to list. Stainless steel will sell. I think stainless steel is better to pick up than sterling, like plated. It's 100% sterling silver. Obviously, pick it up. I would just take it somewhere and sell it for the cost of silver. But silver plated, yeah, I mean it can be okay, but I'd rather pick up a stainless steel one. That's what we use, like as everyday people. Stainless steel, because who has time to polish silverware? Plus, aren't you worried about eating all that silver polish? Like, there's no way you can get it all off, and it has that weird smell. So, guys, if you haven't tried these Built protein bars, they're so good. They taste like candy bars. They remind me of Milky Ways. No, more like a Three Musketeers, depending on the flavor, but they're really good. I like keeping them when I have around for when I have a sweet tooth. I would say they're not very filling when it comes to like protein bars. Protein bars, some of them can be really filling. They're not. So anyway, I recommend the movie Weapons. I recommend the Built protein bars. I recommend picking up Michelangelo Oneida Flatware. Next one is, and I think I said that's going to Pennsylvania. Next one is a jacket that took a while. Starting to think this was a bad pickup, but it was really inexpensive. I think I got this at a thrift store in Denver. It's Colebrook and Co. outerwear. I got it because it's 100% leather. I don't know what's happening. There we go. And it's got, a fun snake print. I think snake and camo and those types of things they just almost never go out of style, really, if you like a little fun print. And I don't think that the thrift store knew this was actual leather because they didn't have it priced very high. And it's a place that prices up things that they think are more valuable. So I paid $4.32. This sold through an offer counter. I countered with $21.88 and they accepted that. Sold after 11 months. The ASP was $24 and the sell-through rate was. I was happy to sell this for what I did. $32.95 is what they paid with shipping. Marketplace fees $4.58. This is an eBay sale, and I'm going to wrap it up in some packing paper and then put it in a poly mailer. Taped it to the bottom of the paper below it. Typical of me. Putting it in an eBay poly mailer. And it measures 14 by 14, probably by 3. And weighs 1 pound, 14 ounces. 14 by 14 by 3. And weighs 1 pound, 14 ounces. Ooh, how did that turn out to be 8 pounds? 1 pound, 14 ounces. So shipping is $7.67. And I made $16.38. I would not pick it up again. This is going overseas though, because I'm shipping it to the International Shipping Center. So let me see where overseas. I'm curious. We'll go back to the order and see where the buyer's profile is listed, because that's the only way I know how to check where it's going that I know of, Paid and shipped. Australia. Wait. Yeah, Australia. I was like, maybe that's Austria. No, it's Australia. Okay. Well, usually when I have overseas orders, it's either not overseas, but Canada, UK, or Australia. It seems to be. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't pick that particular item up again. This next one is going to Wisconsin, and this is a shoe brand I had not heard of before, but I would consider it a sort of bolo. Like, I'd look it up if you found it. These are UIN is how it's spelled. I don't know how you pronounce that. Uin? Women's size 7.5 shoes. Pray for Goodness. Toledo Comfort Packagel. What is Packagel? Packagel. Comfort Packagel. What do you think I meant by that word? I don't know what I meant. Wouldn't be packable. Oh yeah, foldable and easy to pack. Packable. I had Packagel. Sustainable. So they're called Pray for Goodness because you look at the picture, there is a lady, I think a lady, praying on it. And when the shoes are together, there's two ladies facing each other. I think it's really a neat pattern. These shoes seem to have some crazy designs and lots of colors. They're really lightweight, cotton canvas. They're foot shaped, so you have a wider toe box on them. I'm kind of interested in trying them sometime. They've got arch support. They just sound like they're really good for your feet. So I would consider these a potential bolo. They sold full price for $34.96 in 1 month. And of course, they paid shipping as well. That was altogether $44.10. My fees were $6.31. Cost of goods $6.48. Where are they? Here they are. Maybe I can fit them in this Chewy box. Chewy as in the dog food company. No, I cannot. Probably need to get a 12 by 6 by 6. Yeah. All right, so I buy these 12 by 6 by 6 boxes specifically for shoes. Works out for a lot of shoes. And I get them on eBay. I use my store shipping discount coupon that you get every quarter. And they weigh 1 pound, and I'll round that up to 1 ounce, 1 pound, 1 ounce. Probably could have put them in a poly mailer since they're packable, but that's okay. Whew. I had only estimated 15 ounces for these shoes. Let me see if I can pick a cheaper option because that bumped up the price. How much did they pay though? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so 8.82. They paid about that. So that's totally fine. And I made 22.49. Wisconsin. Okay. I sold a couple of plus size Torrid tops. This is Torrid size 2X pin tuck button front blouse, polka dot chiffon, semi sheer fall. Great fall color. It's like a burnt orange and it's got sort of a pinkish polka dot on there. And this is going to California. I do love to sell Torrid. It sold for, I think this was an offer to watchers for $21.22 plus shipping. $29.77 is what they paid with shipping. I'd paid $3.24. It was promoted, so my fees were higher. They were $7.58. I think I'm promoting at 15% right now. I'm going to put these in this and an 8x11. Some fur on it on the outside of the package. Weighs 7.7 ounces, so I'll round that up to 8. And shipping will be $4.80. So I made $14.15. Bread and butter. That's what I would call that. You hear Bolo and bread and butter from a lot of resellers. We say Bolo, which is be on the lookout for really good things. Things that are going to sell either fast or for a high dollar or both. And then bread and butter is like, it may not sell as quickly, it may not sell for high dollar, but it's going to sell consistently for you. You're pretty confident in it when you pick it up. I don't have to worry about whether this top is going to sell in 3 months. Bread and butter, but I made $14.15, not a high amount. So my cost of goods was $3.24. That's about right. I don't want to spend definitely not more than $5 on a Torrid top, but the least the better. Okay, and then next we have Free People Movement, size extra large track pants, parachute, baggy, dance, streetwear, shiny. The style name for these were actually said hiking pants. I'm like, I don't know who's hiking in these. Maybe. The bears will hear you coming with the they're very lightweight. I don't feel like it's got ripstop sturdy material, so I would say these are better for dancing. Like, dance. As a dancer, you might want to throw these over your clothes or whatever. They sold on eBay. I'm going to put it in a 10x13 poly mailer. It's going to New Jersey. I got these in Denver. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I go to Denver a lot, 4 or 5 times a year. And so I always thrift one in there. And I find different stuff there. This isn't necessarily a Denverish item, but I thought they were cool looking and I looked them up. They did pretty well. I do love to pick up outerwear and sweaters when I'm in Denver because Texas, I just don't find that much stuff really. Hmm. Hey, Poshmark, when are you going to let us start delisting items that have open offers? Like, when? Hold their stuff hostage. I had listed them for $50, $49.96. They paid full price with shipping, which came to $58.51. Fees were $7.83. I paid $6.48. And let's see how much shipping is. Weighs 8.2 ounces, so I'll round that up to 9. Shipping is $5.70. And I made $38.50. Fantastic. I am still photographing and listing stuff that I picked up even last year, but certainly like earlier in this year, um, because I'm just behind. I've got a death pile going on, but I'm making some good headway into it, which is excellent. And do I have one more? I think I have one more. I think it's the other Torrid top. Torrid plus size 3X top, Harper pullover plaid Georgette, short sleeve grunge prep. Got a lot of likes on this top because of its colors, I bet. It's just really cool. It was too big for me, but I would have, actually, I have one in this exact one that's a 3X. It just, that flower one, I wear it a lot. It's technically too big for me too, but I was like, no, I'll sell it rather than keep it. I didn't need another top really. We're the same ones over and over, if you haven't noticed. It sold for $19. I got a lot of likes on this. I did some closet clear out on Poshmark to try to get some things moving. And so that was a Poshmark order. $19 would be $380 in fees. I paid $324. Shipping expenses 0. So this is another bread and butter sale, and I made $11.96. It sold quickly. I think I've been forgetting to tell you how fast things sold for. Going to Arizona. This sold in less than a month, about 3 weeks. Let's look at some of the others. The Free People pants, the hiking pants sold in a week. The Torrid orange top sold in 3 weeks. Did I tell you what those shoes sold in 3 weeks? No, a little over a month. A little over a month for that one. So yeah, those are some good things. Now, I have moved to a new inventory system. It's where you've got sequential numbers, like 0001, 0002. Everything's in order. And then when your boxes start to get empty, you consolidate, right? So I am selling a lot of things in the 0200s and then the 0300s. So anything before the 0200s, I should probably go ahead and start pulling to clear out, or sending sales or whatever, but or pulling to clear out on my vendor mall rack in the town of Ferris, where they're going to be shooting a new TV show by, what's the guy's name? Taylor Sheridan. He has a lot of great shows. I've liked all of his shows that I've watched. And that's going to be great for that town, which I hope it's great for my sales because they are starting to tank. Starting to tank. So, really, I was thinking today, I should go back and look at what's in those first 2 boxes at least. It's about 20 items, probably 20 to 25 items. If they're full. If they're not full, then it's not. And pull some things, try to clear them out because you notice, like, You'll sell things quickly, and maybe you'll sell an old sale, and then you'll sell things that you list originally, and then you maybe sell an old one. At least that's the way it seems for me. I'm going to put a screenshot of what I made total in these 2 days. Some of it might be from the rack, and I'll label that. But like I said, it's been super slow out there. I hope you guys are doing well and just keep listening.